to the republic for which it stands, one nation.
Have the roll call, Tony Henry here.
Lori Grant here.
Star Jensen here. All right, so we have a quorum, and Boyd
I am here.
online.
Can you hear me? Perfect.
Yes, so we have a quorum. That moves us to item number 4 on the agenda, the call to the public. I have currently not received anything, and neither has our board secretary. So we will move to item number 5, reports.
Mr. President, members of the board, ranking in the top 2023 Arizona Marching Band competition, it's been a banner year for Kingman Unified's high school marching bands. The Arizona Band and Orchestra Association and the Arizona Marching Band Association's competitive circuits involved over 30 high school bands within our similar size division from across the state during the 2023 marching season. Each circuit utilized detailed rubrics to assess marching band's performance in the areas of general effect, music, visual, auxiliary, and percussion. Using a set criteria, highly revered adjudicators from various parts of the United States evaluated participating bands in each division. Caption awards are presented to the highest scores in each performance category. Overall scores determine bands' placements in each competition. Placement can be so close that overall points vary within 1/100th of a point. Both with the OBOTA and the AZMBA circuits require pre-qualifying competitions held in September and October, leading to the November state semifinal and championship competitions. Lee Williams High School, Pride of the Volunteers 2023 Marching Band standings, Michael Pisano, band director, and Kylie Marshall, drum major. This season marked the highest ranking in the school's history within the Arizona Band and Orchestra Directors Association. Competitions qualifying for the top 8 bands in their division for OBOTA State Championship. Season highlights: 7th place in OBOTA State Championship, 2nd place in OBOTA and AZMBA's qualifying competition, 5th place out of 9 bands for OBOTA qualifier NAU Band Day in October, 2nd place out of 8 bands OBOTA qualifier Barry Goldwater competition the end of October, 5th place out of 18 bands OBOTA state semifinals at Gilbert High School November 4th, 7th place out of 8 bands OBOTA state championship in Glendale Community, 2nd place out of 6 bands AZMBA qualifier Mountain Ridge Invitational on October 14th, 12th place out of top 30 bands AZMBA finals at Mountain Point High School November 11th. Kingman High School Bulldog Marching Band 2023 standings: Mr. Michael Schreiber, band director, Azela Servin and Madison Schlenzog, drum majors. Marching band staff: Colton Bell, Stephanie Firestone, and Lelia Rhodes. Under Mr. Schreiber's direction, the Kingman High School Marching Band has routinely ranked in the top of their competitive division since 2009. This long-standing tradition of musical excellence has helped put Kingman Unified School District on the map of Arizona's high school music programs. The 2023 marching season has been no different for our KHS band. Season highlights: 2nd place in OBOTA State Championship in their division, Northern Arizona school in the the highest ranking of any Northern Arizona school in the history of the event. Wow. 3 first places and 2 second places in OBOTA and AZMBA qualifying competition, and 17 caption awards throughout the season for the highest scores in various performance categories. 1st place out of 9 bands OBOTA qualifier in October. 1st place out of 3 bands OBOTA qualifier Millennium Marching Invitation October 24th. 2nd place out of 18 bands Abota State semifinals at Gilbert in November. Second place out of 8 bands, Abota State Championship in November. Second place out of 10 bands, AZMBA qualifier in October 28th. First place out of 6 bands, MBA qualifier Mountain Ridge Invitational in October. Ninth place out of 30 bands, AZMBA Finals Mountain Point, November 11th. Starting with early July marching band camps and not stopping until late November, these bright, hardworking, dedicated, and talented students exude the mission of KUSD to develop each student's potential through our commitment to educate the whole child through the 4 A's: academics, arts, athletics, and activities. I'd like everyone to join us outside. We'll take a short intermission on the viewing to hear our marching bands. President, members of the board, as far as the district finances, we're going to go ahead and table that for Dr. Dorner. Was unable to be with us tonight due to illness.
Okay. And then for the board report, I just wanted to mention a couple of things. This past month, I attended the Little Explorers Cultural Night, and those teachers did a magnificent job. That was just a wonderfully put together. I hope it was well attended because they went all out for that. And I didn't even have to go home and cook because of all the samples from foods all around the world. Just their little tasting samples. It was great. So I appreciate you guys for the hard work that you do. And then this past week, I attended two school board conferences. One was the Pacific Research Institute, and they had Representative Ken Bennett there, and he did an awesome presentation on the state budget using boxes and where our money comes from locally, federally, and state funded in the different areas. So that was a great conference. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to go there. And then the Arizona School Board Association had their annual conference where we elected a new president, treasurer, and secretary of that organization. They have a big resource room. So I did bring some things back if if anyone wants them. There's just all kinds of crazy stuff in there. But they have workshops for boards where we can learn how to be better, do a better job, and different things like that. So I appreciate being able to go, and the district paid for that for me to be able to go. So I really appreciate that as well. So thank you.
Madam
Anyone?
President. Yes. And so President Henry and I were able to attend the 60th anniversary for Manzanita over this last month. It had a pretty good turnout, but what was really impressive was the way that the different schools came together. They elected a new mascot that was drawn by one of the high school students, and it turned out phenomenal. All of the teachers worked together to try to build a decade-based project. So from 1960s up through current years, and how, you know, schooling has changed, as well as, you know, the toys and the music, and, you know, so it was informative, but also hopefully very fun, and I really enjoyed it.
Yes. All right.
I might as well jump in.
All right.
I looked at the letter grades, and I don't know if everybody else has had a chance to look at them. We had no Ds or Fs, so I want to commend the teachers and the staff and the principals and the district office. I know how hard it is to even get those Cs, and we had nothing lower than a C this year, so way to go, teachers and support group.
Yes. I do believe there'll be a presentation on that at some point. So awesome. Well, we will move on to item number 6, which is our approval of the routine items of business, letters A through I.
Madam President,
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the routine orders of business with the request to remove item number G off of that consent agenda.
And I would like to remove item H off of that. Is there anything you would like to have more discussion on?
Oh, we're good.
All right, so if there was a motion to approve routine items of business, items A through F and letter I.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? All right, so go ahead and
Sure.
item
So
number G.
for item number G, it's the approve the school fundraisers. And so Mount Tempton provided a list of school fundraisers, and 2 of those items are from October. And so I would like to approve all of the fundraisers with the exclusion of the October one, since those have already came and passed.
Well, they may have received approval from Dr. Dorner, and then we are listing them on our agenda now.
That,
So to
that
make
is
sure that-
correct.
yeah.
And then, moving forward, that should not happen again.
All right. And then I did have a couple of questions about the fundraisers. I'm not sure if the principals are here to answer, but on Black Mountains, you have a Kids Corner fundraiser. And I was just curious what that was going to look like and if it would be something I would want to come out and check out.
It's a fundraiser set up every year in one of our classrooms. Our office administrator runs it, and it's to help raise money for our auxiliary fund to keep that replenished to pay for certain things when we, do rewards for staff and various other items. And it gives the kids a chance to go and buy little small gifts for their parents or
Oh, okay.
family members and things like that.
So like a holiday store
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then KHS had a Christmas carnival listed coming up really soon. I was just curious as to what that would look like. They may be outside with the bands.
He's
Oh,
right
I see it.
there.
Okay. You're hiding.
Yeah, so it's with the drama club, and so they're putting it on. It's going to be kind of small this year because we've had some turnaround with our drama teacher, and so but the kids are trying to keep it going.
So it'd be like little booths where they play
Yeah.
games.
And then the
So
different-
not like moving
yeah.
in a Ferris wheel.
No, and then like the other clubs are helping out with it,
Oh, awesome.
and so yeah.
That'd be great. Thank you. And then my last question on the fundraisers is that we had 3 schools who are doing movie nights. And so I was just curious, how, do we have like a movie library that they choose from? Or how are the movies chosen for those movie nights? Is there? I
Would
don't-
any principal who's
There was
having movie
Walled by
nights?
Lee Williams and Little Explorers all had a movie night listed. I'm just curious.
We have a license with a company that's how we get our movie selections. And then whatever club is hosting the movie night typically chooses from that list.
Is it a district license then?
Each school purchases it if they would like to show movies. They have to purchase this license, so we are not breaking copyright laws.
Right. And then it's just, each organization just chooses one out of the database from that license?
Like at Lee Williams, different club.
Is there protocol on how to pick? Is there, who kind of oversees how those are chosen?
Typically they pick and then I have to have final approval on anything that's shown. And then we don't charge admission to the movie night. The only thing we charge for is concessions. So that's where the fundraiser piece is, was on the concession piece.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then on, questions from anyone else? Nope. Okay. Then on item H, that sounds like a really great opportunity to attend the Marshall Brennan Constitutional Literacy Moot Court National Competition in April. I was just curious how the funds are being raised or where those funds are coming from.
Lee Williams again.
Yeah. No, it sounds great. I'm excited.
So our Marshall Brennan Club is the one that's actually doing the fundraisers. So they've done some letters for donations from different attorneys and businesses in town. And so that's where some of their funding will come from. In addition, they'll be looking at doing some fundraisers coming up in January and February to raise their funds to be able to go.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. We would love to have a report when they come back or a little presentation or something. Yeah, that would be great. All right. Any other questions from the board?
No.
All right. Can I have a motion to approve items G and H of the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Is there-
Second?
All right, I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries. On to item number 7, approval for kindergarten entry assessment.
In support of our initiative to provide guaranteed common formative assessment at all grade levels, as well as our new legislation enacting House Bill 2060, which states school districts can select their own kindergarten entry assessment, we are asking for your approval on this assessment. This is the assessment that our kindergarten teachers currently use and have been using, and it covers all the measures that are required. You have a copy in your confidentials, and I would ask you to destroy that copy after the board meeting, please.
I had a couple of questions.
Sure.
One is, how long does one assessment for one kid take on average? Because it seemed very extensive.
I would say my kindergarten folks, Miss Woolsey.
Yeah.
It's the early entry. 20 minutes? Yeah,
Wow.
20 to 30.
Okay.
Because it's all verbally, you're sitting with the
Right.
little guy and you're asking them questions and you're marking it on there. Or he's pointing to it, he or she is pointing to it.
And then do our preschools in the community know what standards they're supposed to be kind of teaching to so that the kids are entering kindergarten ready?
Our preschool, yes. I don't believe we've ever had any interaction with other preschools. If you would like us to reach out, I would be more than happy to do that.
I think it would be a good
Sure.
idea,
Yeah.
just so that they know what the kids are expected to know prior, or, have a working knowledge coming into kindergarten.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then my question, I was just curious, in the first part, it has a little spot where it, using flashcards to know all of the colors. But then when they're doing color recognition, there's only 5 colors. And yellow is not one of them. And so I was just curious
That's interesting.
if there's a reason behind that. Would we even know
I-
why we are asking visually for only certain colors?
I would not know, but I will check into that and get back with you.
Any more questions? No discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve the kindergarten entry assessment.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second.
All right. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. All right, on to item number 8, to approve a new course for high school level, DC Intermediate Algebra.
President Henry, members of the board, adoption of the dual credit course offered with MCC supports KUSD's strategic plan, priority 4, effective and transparent transitions. Initiative 1, expand and strengthen well-defined and varied college and career-ready pathways and instructional models at all grade spans. Math 121, intermediate algebra is a prerequisite for MAT 142, college mathematics. MAT 142 is required for students pursuing the nursing pathway, which is a career in high demand. KUSD is committed to supporting students on their employment and career pathway post-high school graduation.
All right, any questions? All right. Is there a motion then to approve
I'll make a
item number
motion
8?
to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that motion carries unanimously. Item number 9, approve proposed credit change to an existing course, Art History A and B.
President Henry, members of the board, adding fine art credit to art history A and B supports KUSD's strategic plan, priority 4, effective and transparent transitions. Initiative 1, to expand and strengthen well-defined and varied college and career-ready pathways and instructional models at all grade spans. Arizona Board of Regents, the ABOR, classifies art history as a fine arts course. This change would align with our KUSD course with ABOR course competencies and give students an additional opportunity to earn a fine arts credit, which is a component of the high school graduation requirements.
Is it currently just an elective?
Yes.
Any other questions? All right, then do we have a motion to approve the credit change?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second.
Jump in there, Boyd, if you need to.
I'm trying to not step on toes, but yeah, I seconded and aye.
All right, all right. So we have a first and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? All right, motion carries. We'll move us to item number 10, to approve Tyler Technologies as a sole source vendor for Visions and Infinite Visions package.
Board President, members of the board, we would like to continue this as a sole source. The finance department uses this as our purchase orders and also as payroll on a regular basis. HR also uses this to process new hires and to put in extra duty positions. We spend approximately $92,000 annually, so we'd like to use this as a sole source.
Can you explain the sole source and what qualifies a company to be a sole source?
Sole source, yes. So sole source for us is, it's harder to find other companies that typically offer what this one does. Because we've used this one for 18 years, there's other companies who offer some things, but maybe not all, that maybe ties in the HR and the payroll part of it all together as one. So for us, we would like to continue with it because they offer all of it as one as a package. So it make it a lot easier rather than training to use 2 or 3 different companies. One is a lot easier, especially trying to train for so many different things. You know, one program makes it a lot easier.
Makes sense to me. All right, is there a motion to approve item number 10?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll make the second.
All right, got a second, Boyd second. Any more questions or discussion?
I just had a quick question. Have you priced out whether or not, I know it's not fun to use 3 or 4 different systems, but if you were to purchase from the 3 different systems that does all that this one, would it be more financially prudent, or would it end up being about an equivalent cost?
You know, we'd have to do a little bit more research on that. I think the big thing is like whether, right now with the visions, what HR does, some of the programs don't always tie in. So whether what they do, does it tie in with the payroll part, or does it not link together? Right
Sure.
now, all of them link together, so we don't have to worry about this one won't
Losing
link, so we have
data.
to double duty the work. So
Mhm.
right now, they all work together, so that's the biggest part of it too.
Awesome, thank you.
So we have a first and a second. Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, motion carries. Item number 11, to approve Power School to continue as sole source vendor for unified talent and unified classroom software.
Board President, members of the board, this one goes back to the HR department with having to do with substitutes. And this one, again, links kind of back to the same kind of thing. Whereas we've been using it for many years, and it also has to do with, it links with our system with the substitutes and going back to working with the same program where it links in with our visions and also with our Schoolology, which we brought in when we were doing our online programs. When we were doing the homeschool during the COVID period, we were able to bring in the online platform for the teachers that also work through the Power School program. Power School offers many different options of different online stuff. So it was a good program to jump in with the Unified Talent, which we've been using for many years. The Power School offers many outside groups as well. So we'd like to continue with the Talent Ed and the Unified Talent as part of this. And we spend annually $100,000.
Any other questions?
I actually have a question.
Yes.
For the approvals of 10 through 13, are these on an annual or biannual, or how long are each of these contracts the exact same length of time that we're trying to approve the continuation of them? Or is this every year thing?
We do annual sole source.
Okay. But
So being that you're doing them annually, then do you look out for other things in between, or to see if there's something else out there that's more cost effective or would work nice, or probably not really?
Right now, throughout the state, most of them do the Tyler Technology, which is the one with the finance part. And there's been talk of, we've had the other vendors reach out to us and say, hey, we have these options that are available. But switching, like being one school district that switches where the rest of the state has the one other, you know, that uses only Tyler Technology, it would also be a big thing to kind of consider too. So I kind of brought it to the situation and asked, hey, would we like to even do a demonstration on it? But it's also, then it would throw us off from how we report to, because that was one of the things is we report by having that option to have the same technology that reports straight to the state with having the same reports, and that would change everything too. So it also kind of goes back to that amount of how we report, having the same reports, where it'd be totally different if we switch to.
Right, that makes sense. Okay, any more questions then? Okay. All right, is there a motion then to approve Power School as a sole source, item number 11?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Is there a second?
Second.
Any more questions or discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. All right, number 12, approve frontline placement technologies as sole source vendor for absence management reporting software.
Madam President and members of the board, this is what our HR staff uses for the substitutes. So when the teachers call in for their subs, they're able to go into this program and place their substitute teachers. And we have used this one for over a decade as well, and we spend approximately $21,000 on this annually.
And I'm guessing then it plays nicely with the other ones?
Unfortunately, yes.
All
If we were
right.
to switch it, I think we'd all be in big trouble. If we switch one program, we're all gonna all have to switch. programs.
Right, it makes total sense. All right, any other questions?
No.
All right, is there a motion then to approve frontline placement technologies?
I'll make a motion to
All right,
approve.
we have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded.
All right. All right, any more questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries. Moving us to item number 13, to approve MediaNet Solutions to continue as sole source vendor for the eIEP Pro for special education plan creation, documentation, and reporting.
Madam President and members of the board, so this one is for the special ed department for writing their IEP plans for their special ed department. It helps with their student plans and documentation and progress. It is beneficial and it maintains the consistency required for meeting those special ed records. We spend approximately $18,000 on this software for the program, and we would like to continue with this software.
Any questions? All right, there's no questions, then is there a motion then to approve MediaNet Solutions as a sole source provider?
I'll make the motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Seconded.
All right. Any questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. To number 14, information related to the transfer of contract IFB 24-02-29 from ROC Texmo LLC to Rebel Oil Company for delivered and offsite fuel, oil, and similar products.
Madam President and members of the board, so ROC Texmo LLC is no longer a separate entity within Rebel Oil Company. The two companies merged on December 1st and operate solely as Rebel Oil Company Incorporated. The awarded contract will remain the same. The only change will be the awarded vendor changing their name. And they're going to keep contract pricing and everything the same. It's just that vendor name change, and that's all. So just the information only.
All right. Are there any questions? All right. Is there a motion then to approve item number 14?
Just information only. on-
Just to
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I did not highlight that one. All right, number 15, approve Jigsaw Learning LLC, doing business as Teach Town as sole source vendor for its offering of Arizona standard-based adapted and comprehensive core curriculum to students grades K through 12.
Madam President and members of the board, in order to properly provide Arizona's standards-based curriculum, students with significant intellectual disabilities, a curriculum that meets their specific needs must be adopted. Teach Town's curriculum is an adapted, comprehensive, hands-on interactive lessons, independent technology delivered to students for students with moderate to severe disabilities. It provides instructions on adaptive and functional skills with scaffolding for students to learn independence.
Any questions? How long have we been using this one, or is this a new one?
This is brand new.
Okay.
Do you feel like it's needed?
Yes, we've been looking for something for a long time, and it's the first time we've found a sole source provider or someone who has the curriculum.
Awesome.
What will it replace?
we don't have anything we're really using right now. We use like little bits and pieces of our journeys and our other adopted textbooks, but this will actually provide what the students need.
We have actually been looking for this for 12, 13 years, a curriculum for our special needs community who are severe. And we've never been able to find anything. So when Mr. Hio found this, we were over the moon about finally someone is making curriculum for this group of students.
Awesome. Are there any more
Will
questions?
this add more teachers? I'm sorry, will this add any more teachers or specifically set aside times for these kids outside of their normal class period, or will this be like its own separate classroom curriculum?
This one added, but this would be for our self-contained students who are in those severe classrooms.
Okay.
It would not be adding more teachers, Mr. Hardy.
Thank you.
All right. Any more questions or discussions? All right, is there a motion then to approve the Jigsaw Learning doing business as Teach Town as a sole source vendor?
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion on the table. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, we have a second. Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, motion carries.
Work.
I'm excited for you. All right, item number 16, the approval of donations to the district.
I'll make a motion to approve and thank you everyone in the community for donating.
Yes, I echo that. Is there a second?
I'll second it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? No, that's a great one to approve. All right, item number 17, possible action to engage the services of John Venegay as assistant principal at Kingman High School as a leased employee through Educational Services, ESI, for the 24-25 school year.
President Henry and members of the board, as you said, John Venegay has expressed a desire to retire from the district and ASRS at the end of the fiscal year and then continue working as an assistant principal at Kingman High School for the 2024-25 school year as a leased employee through ESI. And Mr. Venegay's notice of intent to retire and request is included within your board packets. Staff recommend the governing board approve the request of Mr. Venegay to continue serving as an assistant principal at Kingman High School for the 2024-25 school year as a leased employee through ESI and also congratulations on the upcoming return.
Any questions? Any comments? I think we've set precedents. So is there a motion to approve item number 17?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a first and a second. Any more comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, motion carries. Item number 18, discussion and possible action for the 2024 minimum wage increase.
President Henry, members of the board, we are recommending handling this in phases. Tonight to approve the minimum wage increase for the school support one from $13.85 to $14.35 to be compliant with the statutory requirements. Then in January, consider 3.7 for all classified employees who are currently above minimum wage and who are currently making more than the $13.85 per hour, but less than the new minimum wage. This combats compression. It's the fiscally safe option right now.
So you said 1385 or?
$13.85 to $14.35.
Okay. So this is a change from what was in our board packet to, we had two options to choose from. So this is basically a third that the district is suggesting.
Yeah, we'd like you to table the other two options and we'll come back then in January to consider the one of the two options.
Option one and option two.
Mhm. Actually, to consider the 3.7 for all classified. That's what we would like to bring back in January, the 3.7. So I think that was option 2, if I remember.
It actually, in our, here it says 3.5, and you're suggesting 3.7 is what? So that would
Yes,
be
yeah, it'll be a little different.
all right. Are there any more questions? All right, would there be a motion to approve the
Minimum.
phasing in of the minimum wage that the district is suggesting?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Is there a second?
Are we tabling it till January?
We're tabling the other increase. So it'll be phase 1 is going to make us compliant with the new law for minimum wage. Phase 2 will come out and we'll hit the rest.
Okay. I'll make a motion.
I'll
Second it.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Are there any more questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone?
Aye.
opposed? All right, motion carries. That brings us to item number 19, possible action to approve the language of addendum to at-will notice for classified employees relative to the increase of the Arizona minimum wage.
President Henry and members of the board, in order to carry out the vote that you just took, what we would do is we would use the addendum that is provided in your packets to give to the classified staff who are impacted by the decision that was just made. All other facets of the at-will notice remain in full effect and force. It would just be notifying them of the change in the hourly wage.
Are there any questions?
Nope.
All right, is there a motion then to accept the addendum?
I'll make a motion to accept the addendum.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? It carries. And that brings us to item number 20, possible action to approve the revised 2023-2024 classified staff placement schedule effective January 1, 2023.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, it's
President Henry,
24.
members of the board, that should have said January 1, 2024.
Okay.
So we'd like to actually propose a little bit of an alternative to this. Given the board's decision and vote to just move the folks from the 1385 to the 1435 for now, I think we'd like to table the adjustment to the full placement schedule for classified staff until the January meeting, and only change the school support 1 from 1385 to 1435 at this particular meeting.
Correct. All right, I did have that on here, to potentially table that item. So can I have a motion to table item number 20 until our January meeting, please?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? All right, that motion carries. That brings us to item number 21, the possible motion to move into executive session per Arizona Revised Statute 38-431.03, options A and 1, to discuss Jenica Pillian's unpaid leave request for unpaid leave of absence.
President Henry and members of the board, this was an item that was originally brought to you in November, and then the decision was made to go ahead and move it forward to this meeting. Ms. Palayan was planning to be in attendance at tonight's meeting, but unfortunately was unable to do so. I believe that board secretary has provided you with a memo that she wrote in her absence. So at this point, if you wanted to go into executive session, Isaiah Ward, principal, is here as well as me.
What's the board, does you want to make the motion to go to executive session, or we do not have to if we have enough information? It's not required unless.
Wasn't here So, oh, I'll follow. I have enough information.
Okay. So then we are not doing a motion to move into executive session. So then that would bring us to item 23, possible action on the request. So are we then planning to take the staff's recommendation?
I would like to make a motion to agree with the staff's recommendation to deny the unpaid leave of absence.
All right, go ahead.
If we approve this, are we setting precedents?
Well, we are not, she is motioning to deny the request based off the staff's recommendations.
Okay.
Do you want to review it?
I'll second the motion to deny it.
And so as part of the motion, then we are asking staff to work with her to move forward in denying the leave of absence. Is there any more discussion or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that motion carries as well. And so we will just move forward with the trying to work with her. All right, that brings us to item number 24. Is there a motion to adjourn? Okay,
I'd like to wish everybody happy holidays and be safe and careful so we can see everybody back here in January.
all right, excellent. Is that your motion to
Yes,
adjourn?
my motion to adjourn.
I will second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 You guys have a very blessed holiday season. Thank you for being here.